angry and perfect. A jagged rock in the river of his life became sharper every day. Was it too late to apologize? Decades too late. Now that all the heat had gone out of all the moments that had led up to here, to this particular moment, their actions seemed preposterous, as the passion of youth does when seen through an old man's eyes. He had been looking for something else, a tie he was sure he had bought, when he had found the letters, yellow and dry as dust. It was a long time since he'd seen her handwriting, but to see it now brought tears to his eyes. He had forgotten almost how much he had missed her. He had become used to the hole inside himself. I cannot be both, French and Algerian, you and me. I can only be one thing now, a force of resistance. It is time for me to give my whole self, and I am ready to do so. I will return for you. With love, M. 19th November, 1961. The note had contained her new address. This was the night she had left him. He had refolded the letter carefully, had been tempted to tuck it away, hide it again, as if this act could change history, but instead, he'd gone back to the beginning, 2 years earlier, and read all her letters and notes in one sitting. It was their story, or at least a part of it. He had been capable of so much emotion, so much love. Where had it all gone? In one of the letters, there was a photo of her. She stared right out of it, challenging him all over again. There was nobody else in the world that looked at him that way. It brought him right back to the day he had first seen her. The dress that moved around her, full of flowers as if she were a sapling, and the dress was made of honeysuckle. He could see her cool stare, the way she leant forward, brushing her hair behind her ear when she had something of importance to say, the feel of her breath on his cheek. The library loudspeaker came to life once more. There were only 5 minutes left. He would have to open his eyes. He thought of his late wife, her perfect face and distant eyes, and his daughter, her expression containing a life's worth of unspoken accusations. There were so many things he needed to explain, but they hardly ever saw each other. And how were you supposed to begin anyway? How were you supposed to find the words that made a life make sense? Even to yourself, let alone to your child. The seconds were passing into minutes. He had his hands over his eyes. He felt foolish. He was 79 years old. He had been to war and survived, and yet he was terrified. Even if he found her, she may not want to see him, or worse, may not remember him. A blank where a man used to be, but he had to try. The empty rooms of his apartment had become unbearable to him. The silence. And if he did by some miracle find her, how would he approach her? Email? It seemed so crass. A letter? He had once written her so many, but he would need her postal address, something which in the modern age had become a strange intimacy. The world had changed so much, yet he had stopped, stuck in some past time, in some place that no longer existed. She would help him make sense of it all. She had always been ahead of him, always running further and at a faster pace. He peered through a crack in his fingers at the clock on the wall, careful to avoid the computer screen. 1 minute to 6. He had to do it. The receptionist was staring at him oddly. He had to do it now. He opened his eyes slowly, and a few more seconds passed as they focused, roomily on the screen. A list of incomprehensible others, strangers, but nothing with her name.